Hi, I'm Bonnie Lynn Linke, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and welcome to my studio, Stamping with Bonnie Lynn. Today I'm going to show you how I made this card right here. I used the Decorate It with Happiness stamp bundle, Evening Evergreen cardstock, soft succulent cardstock, the Snowflake Specialty Vellum 12x12 paper, plus basic white for a little bit of stamping and for the card inside. And I used the soft succulent 3/8 inch open weave ribbon. So, all right, let's get started. This is the last week. Tomorrow will be the last set of specialty specials to come out from Stampin' Up! So expect those tomorrow. And it's the last week. It ends the 28th. So don't forget about those. Okay, here we go. The Evening Evergreen. I'm just going to take my cardstock, fold it on the score line, which is 4 1/4. And then I'm going to take my bone folder and burnish it. And then I am going to take my soft succulent. Now, I like to cut my paper a little bit of an odd size. Instead of doing 4 by 5 1/4, I actually did 4 5/16 by 5 I take that back. 4 1/16 by 5 5/16. What I do on the the paper trimmer, I use 3 little marks below the size I cut it. And I'll show you what I mean in just a second. Now, grab my trimmer. Okay, if you look at this, the paper I cut was, the card size is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So what I did is I just go down 3 of these marks right here. And that gives me 4 1/16 because each one of these lines down here is 1/16. And then I went down 3 from the 5 1/2 to give me 5 5/16. I just like to do that. And then for my specialty snowflake paper, I just counted down 3 more from the size that I had cut the soft succulent. So it was 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Now, if you have trouble seeing those lines or your cutter doesn't have them, then go ahead and cut it using the 1/4 inch sizes, which is the standard way of doing it. Okay, so there's my soft succulent. Now I want to put my vellum paper on, and I love the way this feels because you can feel the flock right here. So I'm going to put this on using glue dots. I used a lot of glue dots in this card. I should have owned stock in glue dots. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them and put it where the flocked area is so you can't see them. Because I did a card not thinking with my tape, and I used tear and tape, and you can see right here where the tape is versus where it isn't. So that's why I went to using the glue dots. Oops, I must have tore that one. I did. Okay, and try to get them as close to the corners that you can, just to hold it in place better. Now, as you see, there's not really a place up here to put one. So I'm going to put one there. And I can fit one kind of in right there. You might have to scrunch some of them up a little bit. Okay, now I need to figure out which way I'm going to put this. So I'm going to put it I think, this way. And beans is, oh, I got a glue dot there. Okay, and I got one there. So, okay, I was going to say, beans, my greeting was going here, I could put one down where my greeting is going, which I think I will do. Well, I got one there. And also, if you look at the pine branches, you can go ahead, if you don't have one, like my ribbon right there. So I can go ahead and put one in this corner a little bit off because it will be hidden by my ribbon. So where did I say that was going to be? Right about right there. Okay. And then just go ahead and center it on your soft succulent. And I went ahead and cut my die pieces out already. And I'm not getting that on straight at all. Okay, and I cut my die pieces out already. So now you can put the adhesive sheets on the back of your soft succulent before you cut it, if you remember. For some reason, I never seem to remember. And plus, I wanted my pine bows to flow some. And make sure you got all the little die papers out before you put it down. You can use glue on this too, but I'm just going to, as I said, I used a lot of glue dots. Now I'm going to put one up here because my ribbon will be covering it. So if it's sticking out, that's no big deal. I'll put one here. Put one there. I'm just putting them where there's a bigger piece of the branch to cover it. So, and remember, you're going to have a long ornament hanging down, so you want to get it at least high enough where this ornament will have room to hang down. Okay, now I need to color this. Now, I stamped this. I'm a big proponent of using Memento ink when you stamp a stamp that you are going to color. And I have gray Memento ink somewhere in my studio. Could not find it. So I went ahead and used the Smoky Slate this one time. And, you know, I'll just be real careful of my blends. And also I let it sit overnight, so it shouldn't really smear it too bad. And that's why we don't use the dye-based ink with the alcohol marker, is because your alcohol markers will smear it. And I just basically drew a line down the, I have it upside down, but it's the right-hand side of my ornament with the dark. And then I just took my light and spread it out. Now you can come further with your dark if you want to. I think I may just put a tiny bit more in here. There we go. And then, oops, and I got some on the gray ink, which I didn't mean to do. Bring this over a little bit. Okay. Now, if you have Smoky Slate Stampin' Blends, which I don't, I need to get some. I do have a Copic, which is C3 that I'm going to use, but you could take, otherwise, you could take your, the color lifter and take a little bit off of your black Stampin' Blend, and the way that you do that, as you can see, mine is pretty discolored there. Let me grab a piece of paper out of the trash here. You just want to grab some like that, and then, oh, this is purple, it's not black, and just spread it on with this. That is the way that you lift a color that you want lighter from a darker color and make it lighter on your paper. I hope you understood that, but I do have, whoops, where did I, oh, here it is. So, and I'm just going to take my Copic and just color in that little spot right there. I'm not going to worry about doing any shading or anything on it because it is such a little piece. And then to put this on, I want a bigger dimensional. I took a dimensional and put it about halfway right there. And I took one of my glue dots again and put it behind the bow that's on the stamp and just kind of stuck it up under there. Oh, would help if I removed the paper from the dimensional. There we go. And then I heat embossed my greeting that goes on the front. And for this one, I used the Joy from the Merriest Moments stamp set. Right there. I like the stamp set. And I'm going to take a couple dimensionals for this one. Oops, I put that off in the corner by accident, so I'll just take a mini and put him on here. That will be good. Pull the paper off. Set that down, and then we're going to tie a bow. I want a double bow. So this right here is my little bow maker. A Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, when I first started, gave it to me. It's just dowels, and there's a hole here, 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 and here. And that way you can spread them out how you want to. And this is just a 2x4 that's been sanded with the holes drilled into it. So I'm going to wrap this around twice. I'm making it look harder than what it is. And take that underneath. I love this ribbon, the sheer ribbon. It's so pretty. Just take it and pull it a little bit tight. And then I take my scissors that are strictly for ribbon. No paper will touch those scissors. All right, take that off and get that out of the way. And spread your bows out so you can see them both. My fingernails are so short that I can't grab hold. There we go. Take that down. Another glue dot. But that is such an easy way to do bows. When I teach classes, my ladies love it that I have that. All right, so there's that. And then we want some festive pearls, and I'm going to use the soft succulent ones here. They come in 4 colors: cherry cobbler, soft succulent, silver, and gold. I almost picked up a cherry cobbler instead. I'm going to put one right here in the middle of the bow that's on the stamp. I think I'll put one down here. And let's see, the other one on the other card I had put over the eye on Christmas. So I think I'll just put it right down there. Okay, and now if you have the limited edition stamp set, go ahead and pick a stamp. out of here. One of a kind creation. And that would be really nice. Now for the inside, what I want to do is I cut a piece of soft succulent cardstock that is 4 by 5 1/4. And what I do when I use the tear and tape, I go ahead and take my pick and go ahead and get the ends up so that no matter which end I decide to pull the tape off from, it's loose and easy to grab hold of. So I'm just going to center it right here. Oops, I moved it. So just try to hold it in place. Pull the one piece off and press down. And now you just work your way around. Take off, I'm right-handed, so I take off the right side, and then I take off the bottom and the left side together. There we go. Get this out of the way. Okay, now I need to stamp for the inside of my card and my envelope. Normally I would do this when I'm stamping my greeting for the front and the ornament, but because I wanted to do this with you guys, I didn't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my smoky slate and I'm going to stamp it from the top. Remember to use this Pearson mat underneath to give it some cushion, and hold it down for about 5 seconds when you're using the photopolymer stamps. And then I'm going to use it on my envelope. There we go. And just, you know, lightly tap it. I didn't have it open tight. This is still the old style stamp pad that I have for that color. Okay, now I'm going to get my soft succulent, and I'm going to just grab this envelope to put under here. And I want to put my pine bough. There we go. Now I'm going to do the same for the inside, right there. And I'm going to put another one down here on the bottom. There we go. Move that aside. And now I want to use Evening Evergreen. For my saying, and my saying is from the Decorate It with Happiness stamp set. I'm going to tap it lightly. I need to re-ink my Evening Evergreen, so I'm trying to get enough on it. If you're doing a lot of cards, just go ahead and set it up in your Stamparatus. And that way it's straight every time, and if it doesn't stamp a good cover, you can stamp it again without any problems. Now, when I'm making my Christmas cards right now, I'm making 4 of each color, of each style that I make. Except for the one I send to my siblings, being I have 6 siblings, I make 6 of those. Okay, and I'm going to get my stamping blends. And just do it the same way I did the ornament on the front. And go ahead and color it in. And I want to color in the one on my envelope too. But because this paper is not a very heavy weight, it's going to absorb the alcohol ink and leak through to the back. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a piece of scratch paper in there because I don't want it to leak through. And then I take my, and this is fresh freesia that I'm using to color. Purple happens to be one of my favorite colors, and I love it for Christmas. And it looks great with the soft succulent. And then my little bit of smoky slate right there. So my envelope's all done. It's decorated. My card inside, that is done. So let's go ahead and, oh, here it is. I'll get my Stampin' Seal. Means I got it going. I'm just gonna, I like to put it all the way around the edge. And then I'm just gonna put this on here. Now I did this one at 4 3/4 by 3 1/2 because I really like the soft succulent and I wanted it to show. And there we go. You now have a joyful card to send to somebody for Christmas. And the saying for this one, sorry about that. The saying for this one is wishing you a season decorated with happiness and wonder. And that was stamped in Evening Evergreen. If you don't have a demonstrator or if you decide you want to buy this set because of my card, I would love it if you would use me to buy the set through. I'd be happy to be your demonstrator. I do have a rewards program, and for every $25 you spend on merchandise, you get 1 rewards point. After you get 10 points, you get a $25 gift certificate to use on your next order. And they have to be in 25 increments. If you spend $22, I'm sorry, you don't get a point. But if you spend $25 to $49.99, you get 1 point. From $50 to $74.95 is 2 points. So they add up quickly. I wanted something that would add up quickly for you. And I appreciate being your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Thank you much. I hope you've enjoyed the card in this video. You will find all the directions on my website, the card sizes, at stampingwithbonnielynn.com. Thank you much and have a great day. Bye.